Now more than ever, outdoor brands are finding new and innovative ways to lower their emissions, reduce their carbon footprint, and generally address their impact on the climate crisis. One brand that's been ahead of the curve is Nikwax, who since their inception have campaigned and educated the outdoor industry to reduce their environmental impact. Their approach is multifaceted, but their three main areas are clean chemistry, conservation and circularity. Since the early days, Nikwax has made a strong commitment towards the environment, such as never using PFCs and publicly listing all of the chemicals it refuses to use. One of the easiest ways of minimising your environmental impact is to control the substances that go into the product in the first place. We spoke to Tim Pickering, Nikwax's Director of Product, to find out more. Tim, you're going to tell us about clean chemistry. Now, what does that mean to Nikwax exactly?
So we've always been very careful in what we put into our products. We've always explicitly avoided the use of PFCs or PFAS substances, which are very persistent in the environment. And we take great care to have a water-based, environmentally safe product range.
And that's been from the very beginning as well, hasn't it?
It has indeed, yes. Nikwax never have and never will use PFAS in their products. That's been one of Nick's key beliefs.
It's getting that right level of performance and also those sustainability credentials within a single package.
That's completely right. We have the strapline for our outdoor innovation brand of high performance, low impact, and that's what we strive to do with all of our products. A great example of that is with Nikwax Hydrophobic Down, where we developed a down that beat all PFC high performance products that were available in the market with something that would last far longer. In fact, we've got something that now shakes to over 10,000 minutes, which is sort of 10 times what the leading PFAS products could do.
So how do you go about managing, the chemicals on site and improving what you're doing?
We exclude hazardous chemistry coming into the site through our chemical management system, and then we test at the end of our production process the wastewater to ensure that nothing has slipped in anywhere, so we can minimise the impact of our products on people's health and on the planet.
What's something that we could do to help enact, I guess, a greater degree of sustainability within our own lives in reference to outdoor products that we use?
Well, you're probably expecting this from the head of Nikwax development, but keep your garments in good condition, keep them clean, keep reusing them, extend the life of the stuff you've already got rather than purchasing new. With things like tents, we've got products that will double their useful lifespan, and you can massively extend the length of service of your equipment just by looking after it a couple of times a year in a very easy, safe way.
Conservation is a word we hear a lot these days, but what does it actually mean in practical terms? For Nikwax, a core part of their global strategy revolves around protecting existing habitats and regenerating damaged habitats. Mike, we're going to talk to you about conservation, which is a major part of the Nikwax's sustainability strategy. Can you tell us more about what that means?
Yeah, certainly. So there's several different areas that we're active in, really. The most local one is simply the field out the back of the laboratory where we stood now. So we purchased, I think it was about 10 acres a few years back in 2015 or 2014. We've now converted a lot of that to young woodlands. So that's about 1,000 trees that were planted. We've been watching them grow very slowly over the last 3 or 4 years.
Proactive effort close to home, isn't it? Somewhere that you can make a very direct difference. The elephant in the room, as far as climate crisis is concerned, is the matter of constant growth, the need to sell more stuff. And this is an issue within the outdoor industry, as it is other industries, because of the fact that the whole industry is geared towards selling new stuff to people. One of Nikwax's core aims is that you actually look after your kit, which not only makes it perform better, but also makes it last longer too. And that's what circularity is.
In a circular economy, there's no waste, only products. So it's really about keeping products and materials in the loop for as long as possible. It's about using your products, reusing them, repairing them, and then at the end of their life, recycling the materials so everything stays in the loop.
So once you've used your, say, bottle of tech wash, for instance, it's empty, it's done, it's dusted, What happens then?
So Nikwax bottles have always been recyclable, but in the last few years we've been able to make them from 100% recycled plastic, which is post-consumer plastic. So we're keeping plastic out of landfill. So again, it's keeping it in that loop. You can just put it in the recycle bin and it will be recycled and go back into the consumer waste, consumer recycled stream. And then to make more plastic bottles.
So today we talked about clean chemistry, we talked about conservation, we've talked about circularity. So what's the roadmap as far as sustainability is concerned into the future for Nikwax?
So we've recently released our Sustainability Roadmap 2025, so that sets out our goals for the next few years. And that covers our 6 key fields of action, 2 of which relate to people and 4 of which relate to the planet. And we really want to encourage others to get on board with this, to measure what they're doing and to be very open about their goals and what they want to achieve. I think everyone can make little changes and those little changes add up to a really big difference. So, we want to lead the way, but we also really want to encourage every individual to make changes as well.
The key part to Nikwax's philosophy is holding themselves to account. They're constantly measuring and analysing their footprint using a scientific approach and then publishing this information so that everyone can see. Hopefully the example that Nikwax have set inspires others within the outdoor industry to do the same.